What's going on, guys? It is Inkbite Gaming here, bringing you back to Surprise Trade Sunday. And today we have ourselves Digletts being given away, because that's the one that was randomized into what we're doing for today. We are just gonna dive right into it. I do have the boxes here. As you can see, I caught them all in the wild. I really did not I didn't have a decent Diglett or Doug Trio to breed on, so I just caught wild ones, which I tell you is such a tedious thing to do. I don't see any of these ones have amazing stats. They're all okay and good. So, well, great and good, not all. So, as best as I possibly could. They're all caught in luxury balls as well. Because I love luxury balls. But luxury balls are such great Pokeballs. Because they look so good. They're normal catch rates. But let us get into... We're not that. We need surprise trades. We're going to get ourselves our first one traded away. And then we will start reading on the information on a Diglett. There is a lot of information for the Diglett because Digletts have been around since Generation 1. They have had an Alolan form, which is Ground Steel, I believe? I mean, I can look right down because it's here. Yeah, Ground Steel. Very unique type. I don't think... Is there any Ground Steel types? I feel Steelix is a Ground Steel... that is funny. That is funny to get to trade a Diglett to get a Doug Trio. But yeah, I believe Steelix. I don't feel like Aggron. Aggron is, I think it's Rock Steel. I believe. Might be wrong, and I should stop what I'm doing. Let's continue on forward, trading them out. Japanese. A Diglett's Japanese name is Digda. Digda. That is a very, very easy one to an English translation there. Digda is a ground-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 1 and evolves into Doug Trio starting at level 26. In Alola, Diglett's has a dual type of a ground steel type, a regional form. It evolves into Alolan Diglett Doug Trio starting at level 26. So they kept the level, didn't change it. Oh, if I Coco. Diglett is the mole Pokemon. It is Dex number is Dex number 50. Really nice even number in the Dex there, right dab in the middle from Generation 1. Adamant. Why would you want an Adamant Fuecoco? A modest one would be good because isn't its Torch Song is raises its special attack, so you probably would want it to be a special attacker. But there's that. Yeah, Diglett Ground, Alolan Diglett Ground Steel. The abilities of a normal Diglett is Sand Veil and Arena Trap. With Alolan Diglett, it's Sand Veil and Tangling Hair, and I believe Tangling Hair lowers speed? If we just look at it real quick. Yeah, the speed attacking Pokemon is decreased by 1 stage. If you didn't know what Tangling Hair does. Its hidden ability is a Sand Force. So in a Sandstorm, it boosts it. Right, we're gonna learn more. Sand Force. I think it boosts like attack, right? In a Sandstorm. During a Sandstorm, Sand Force powers up the Rock, Ground type, and Steel type moves. Ability by raises the moves by 30%. Pokemon with this ability will take no damage to Sandstorm. Well, I mean, the Pokemon that get this are Rock, Ground, and Steel types. Right? Let's go down. Yep. Yeah. So of course they're not going to be hit by. Well, hold on. A Shellos does. A Shellos is a pure water type. So there's only the beneficial for Shellos to have this during a sandstorm. I mean, why would you want Sand Force though? You can get Storm Drain, which Storm Drain is really good because when you evolve, you are part ground, and you don't want to take weak damage to a water attack. Oh, we got an Oshawott. An Oshawott. Alright, next up is our next Diglett. We're going to go back to the page. We're learning a bit. The gender ratio is a 50-50 chance, so complete even straight down the middle of what you possibly can get. Its catch rate is 255, which is a 43.9% catch rate. Its egg group is field. Its hat cycle is 20 cycles. Its height is just 1 inch, which is 0.2 meters. I'm guessing that's the same height for Alolan Diglett. The little hairs don't apparently count. There is a weight difference between the two because purely there's a steel type there. 1.8 pounds for the irregular Diglett, which is 0.3 kilograms. While the Alolan Diglett is 2.2 pounds or 1.0 kilograms. We also have Experience Yield Group. We're getting all the starters right now. The first row is almost going to be just all starters. Let's see. Base Experience Yield Group is from Generation 1 to, I think, Black and... not Black and White. Up until Sword and Shield, I believe, because 81 from there, and then 53 from now. Leveling rate is a medium fast. Its EV yield is in speed, which Diglets are pretty speedy. And that's what we'll probably learn further down. A Pokedex shape looks like a Wobbuffet. It has no footprint because we'll never... I've been thinking about this when I was catching these guys, is that we will never know what, as you can see with the trading, we'll never know what the underside of the Diglett looks like. Which I believe if Game Freak ever like stops doing Pokemon in general, like just stops for some apparent reason, they should like if it's the last, if they whatever. I don't really want to put bad mojo on Game Freak because I want them to keep making Pokemon for the rest of their days. Because if they ever do, they should come out with what a Diglett actually looks like. Give us closure on that. The Pokedex entry is brown. Its base friendship is 70. We will be moving on to the biology. A Diglett is a tiny brown Pokemon that seems to be pre-pruntial, I can't say it. It's buried within the earth, leaving only its head visible. It's a small stature mix in both the lightest and the shortest ground type. It has beady black eyes with a large round pink nose. Most people thought it was most people try and tell you that it's its mouth because the little white dot looks like a tooth. Oh wait, we got a Gimme Ghoul. It must be one from the raids, but not a shiny. It'd be cool if somebody was giving away shinies through that. Which I do have myself a shiny Gimme Ghoul and Goldango. Because I made sure I got those. Because for collective sake, because I know how they barely look different from their regular forms. I just got it for collection's sake. I've done the for a Gimme Ghoul. I did only one time to collect those coins. I will never do a hunt like that again because it... Oh, another gimme gold. This one shiny. Because I will never do it again. What I really wished, since they released the shiny form on it, there's not a gender on it. Well, I mean, we can breed Pokemon that have no gender, but you can't breed Gimmigols. Which I wish they allowed that now, since its shiny form is unlocked. Because then people can... Because after the event, you're not going to be able to get... Well, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find one in the wild, but that's going to take forever. Just make it to where you can breed... I don't know just yet if they're breed... you could be able to breed them into eggs. But I knew before the shiny thing you couldn't. That's why you had to hunt. Actually, would be an easy segue for them to get to where they could make it... I know we're getting off track here. They could make it to where if you do the eggs, you have the chance of the chest form or the roaming form. And be like, it's a certain low percentage of getting the roaming form. Like, it's not a high percentage, it's a lower percentage of getting the roaming form. Where was I? A Diglett in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team mention that it has feet. Though their size and appearance are unknown, it spends most of its time underground and has a very thin skin. If a Diglett is exposed to sunlight, its blood will heat up and cause it to grow weak. So is that the reason why we didn't see... Well, we did see a bunch of Digletts in one of the animes. But is that the reason why we didn't see a lot? I don't know. I don't know. Or is that what Alolan Diglett is able to stay in the sun, and that's the reason why it grew a steel type? Well, we got a Vaporeon. We're having a decent amount of Pokemon that we have to trade back out at the end. Diglett lives in tunnels and caves under the earth, where it feeds on tree roots and vegetables. It is known to live in burrows left behind by Onix. It also sometimes lives in burrows near forests and has been shown to live inside trees. I have questions with that statement there. Is then if it lives in a tree, would you be able to see its feet? That is a question, because there's no ground in a tree. And it can't keep its body underneath that. Diglett digs regularly through the earth and at a shallow depth, leaving perfectly thin soil in its wake. Some farmers welcome Digletts because it tills their fields and its droppings enrich the soil. You know, a lot of people... There was a whole debate on whether if Pokemon poop. And the more and more dex entries and all that other stuff and information like this, like droppings, means that they do. They leave their matter behind. Because like Darumaka, they say it's poop they put into pockets and keep their hands warm. So I don't know what to believe. But others considered it a pest for eating their vegetables. Generation 2, Fissure was its signature move. Then a lot of other Pokemon had Fissure, which not a lot of people are able to use Fissure because, you know, it's a one-hit KO move and a low percentage of it working. And also there is... Hold on, we're going to learn about Fissure. Because I think it's like the Pokemon needs to be stronger or weaker. What is it? The effects... Fissure always inflicts exactly... Wow. I mean, that's the reason why it's a one-hit KO move, because it is, hold on, let me read this right, 65,535 HP damage. It has a 30% accuracy. It breaks it through substitute if it hits. Unlike moves that skip the damage formula, Fissure does not bypass type immunities. Fissure will not inflict the target's current speed stat is greater than the user's current stat. Oh, I thought it was a level thing. Unless that's changed. Oh, if the user is lower than the target, the move always fails. So speed is no longer impacted on the success of Fissure. If the user is 90 levels or more higher than the target, Fissure's accuracy is 100%. Wow, even though the formula produced value is over 100%, the difference from a 91 or more. So if the user's level are 90 or more, Fissure is 100% accurate. Interesting. Yes, let's surprise trade another Pokemon. I'm losing track. Okay, so back to the signature move, Sinistea. Nice. Okay, in Alolan, Diglets have developed 3 fine gold whiskers on its head by living in soil with high iron content. These whiskers function as sensors and allow it to monitor its surroundings without coming above ground. Though it still occasionally pokes its head to see outside, the whiskers can also be used for communication, wobbling around to relay mood or emotion. They stand straight up for anger and swing around for happiness, and droop for sadness. Needing to be able to dig through the Alolan's volcanic rock, Alolan Diglett is notably stronger than its non-Alolan counterpart. However, they are still very small, tying with Steel types. Tying with Klefki, Miltank as the shortest Steel type. Despite Diglett having a strong resemblance to Wiglet, which everybody was losing their mind about, from Paldea region, the two Pokemon species are not biologically related, having entirely separate diets and habitats. The resemblance of each other are said to be a coincidental result of adaptations to the respective elements. It's still kind of like a Diglett. I know Pokemon's trying to be like that, but I still say, I don't care what the information says. They're related. I don't care. My opinion. They're related. They're in the family tree. Don't. I know they're different and whatnot and what they're trying to go for, but I'm gonna say they're still in the same. It's kind of my opinion. I am only going to read the major appearances, because minor appearances, the list goes on. I might just read the episode names for the minor appearances. Major appearances, I'm not going to read too much into it. I remember from the first season of the Pokemon anime, and wasn't there a Voltorb? There was a Voltorb, like overtaking in a town. There was a lot of Voltorb, and everybody was freaking out because Voltorbs explode, which causes a lot of damage, and nobody wanted to be in the town because Voltorb. It was an infestation. There we go. But then they hired a guy that had a Diglett. He had a Diglett. He had a bunch. I think he had a bunch of Diglets, or a Dugtrio, or something like that, to where he used the Diglets to dig holes and get the Voltorbs to roll outside into a field far away from the town. I do remember that. I think I'm gonna read the first one, but I think that's the first time that we I think that's the first one. I really didn't read this. That's the one I remember the most. In Dig Those Diglets, multiple Diglett were causing trouble for a... Oh, no, it's not. Okay, it's the next episode. I don't remember this episode. Multiple Diglett were causing trouble for construction crew and was planning to build Gaiva Dam. The foreman enlisted trainers to help eliminate Diglett. However, the trainers' Pokemon refused to fight them because they were helping to plant trees in the forest. I don't remember that episode. I don't. I just remember the next one here. In the Underground Roundup, Poncho used multiple Digletts to dig tunnels underneath an Electrode-infested town. It was an Electrode. I thought it was Voltorbs. Tunnels to send the Electrode to an open field where they lived in peace. Poncho had a Diglett inside his hat. So again, still, we'll never know what the bottom of a Diglett looks like. The next one, Plant It Now, Diglett Later. Multiple Diglett were helping a Diglett village citizen in planting crops. They were also a apparent target of some thieves. In Green Guardians, Soloan used her capture styler to receive Diglett's assistance to build an underground tunnel that Ash and his friends could bypass the vines to get to Celebi. In Pokemon Mystery Dungeons Explorers of Time and Darkness, multiple Diglett were members of the Wigglytuff Guild. They sound the alarm whenever intruders step into the guild. And making friends and influencing villains, 3 Digletts help befriend a shiny Phantom. In getting the band back together, an Alolan Diglett was caught by DJ Leo. In the Professor's New Adventure, it attended the wedding of Professor Kukui and Professor Burnett with DJ Leo. 3 Alolan Diglett appear in carrying favor to flavor. One created a pit that Ash fell into and chased the group then chased the group out of its tunnels. All right, next. And how are you gonna keep off the farm? Multiple Diglett, led by Doug Trio, were eating crops at Laxton Farm. Go managed to catch one of them, while the others stayed at Laxton and help him with his farm. Okay, the minor appearance, like I said, I will just read the episodes. Pikachu's Vacation, Lights Camera Quackton, Palette Party Picnic, in the Pink, which is on the, I think it was the Orange Islands, with the Pink Island. The Power of One, in Pikachu's Rescue Adventure, the next one is Rivalry Revival. Tanks a Lot, going Apricorn, Pikachu and Pichu, The Legends of Thunder, Celebi, The Voice of the Forest, Pinch Healing, Stealing Peace of Mind, Classroom Training, Rivalry to a Gibble On, Meloetta Moonlight Serenade, Dreams Continue, Forest Champion, Hoopa and the Clash of Ages, Pikachu and Pokemon's Music Squad, a Watershed Moment, Crystal Clear Soothing, I Choose You, A Long Vaulted Home, Keeping Your Eyes on the Ball, A Timeless Encounter, Battling Besties, Exhibition, Unmask, Enter Pikachu, Legend, Go, Friends, Go. Working my way back to Mew, a chilling course. Caring for a mystery. Arid endurance. Taking my thief, please. Heroes unite. Road to most traveled. See, I told you a lot. Alright, we have the anime dex entries in episode 31, Ash's Pokedex. Diglett. The movement of the ground Pokemon can be easily detected by the tracks of upturned dirt. And episode 114, Ash's Pokedex again. Diglett is a mole Pokemon. The mole Pokemon. Diglett lived to create underground tunnel systems. In Journeys, man, we didn't really get another dex entry for another Diglett throughout the course. Goes Rotom Phone. Diglett, a mole Pokemon, a ground type Pokemon. Diglett gnaws on roots below ground. Depending on the kind of vegetables, it can cause great damage to harvest. Alright, get down here. There are a lot of the manga stuff, the NPC stuff, Pokedex entry. Man, it's been in every single game. That's the reason why, because it's got Alolan forms too. Was it in... It doesn't have a dex entry for Legends? So it wasn't in Legends? Because I don't see it here. Yeah, we don't have a Legends dex entry, so don't think it was in Arceus. Alright, lives in about... And this is red and blue, it has the same dex entry. Lives about 1 yard underground, where it feeds on plants and roots, and sometimes appears above ground. Here, I'll wait for the next one to be traded, so I can start reading the next text entry, because we are taking quite some time with just reading everything and not getting things traded away. Man, this one's taking a while. There we go. And yellow, it prefers dark places and spends most of its time underground, though it may pop up in caves. In Stadium, Pokemon Stadium, its head pokes approximately 8 inches out of the ground. However, its real size remained a mystery to this day. I mean, we have its size nowadays. In gold, its skin is very thin, and if it's exposed to light, its blood heats up, causing it to grow weak. In silver, if a Diglett digs through a field, it leaves soil perfectly tilled, and it's ideal for crops. In crystal, it digs underground and chews on tree roots, sticking its head out only when the sun isn't too bright. In Pokemon Stadium 2, its skin is very thin. Same thing. If it's the same thing, I'm not going to continue to read. In Ruby and Sapphire, Diglett are raised in most farms. The reason is simple. However, the Pokemon burrows, the soil left behind is perfectly tilled for planting crops. The soil made ideal for growing delicious vegetables. In Emerald, Diglett are raised on most, it says the same thing, but instead of vegetables, it says crops. In Fire Red, it burrows through the ground at shallow depths, leaving raised earth in its wake, making it easy to spot. In Leaf Green, it lives about 1 yard underground, where it's the same thing as Red and Blue. In Diamond and Pearl, a Pokemon that lives underground because of dark habitat. It is repelled by sunlight. That is Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum's dex entry. I saw that better than that. Let's see. In Heart Gold, its skin is very, very thin. Silver, Diglett digs through fields. Same thing for planting. Black and White, repelled by sunlight. Same thing for black and white too, not a different dex entry. X and Y lives on same thing. Skin is very thin for Y. And Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The Digletts raised on farms. Okay, so everything seems the same. We do got the Alolan dex entry, so we'll start reading those. We did get a trade, right? This is from Sun and Moon all the way down. This Pokemon has no Pokedex. Okay, so it wasn't in Legends Arceus. I didn't see that. But these are the Alolan things from Sun and Moon all the way to Let's Go Eevee. Yeah, this is what I'll read for that. Its head sports an altered form of whisker made of metal. When communicating with its comrades, its whiskers will wobble to and fro. And Moon, its golden hairs function as sensors. It pokes throughout and burrowing monitor its surroundings. An Ultra Sun, although powerful enough to dig right through volcanic rock, it doesn't allow itself to be seen very often. An Ultra Moon, the need to dig through a volcanic rock in the ground has made it more powerful than Diglett in the other regions. And Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, after living in soil and high and rich iron, it for some time, 3 steel whiskers spout from the top of its head. Alright, we have Sword in Shield. In Sword, if a Diglett digs through a field, it leaves... Well, the same thing with crops. The dex entries are the same. Yeah, the dex entries are the same all the way to Scarlet and Violet. We will now read the game locations of where you can catch these guys. Red and blue, Diglett's Cave. Japanese blue, Diglett's Cave. Yellow, Diglett's Cave. Gold and silver, Diglett's Cave. Crystal, Diglett's Cave. So I'm assuming you have to go to Kanto and Gold, Silver, and Crystal in order to get a Diglett. Let's see. In a Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, it is only traded probably from the previous games. Fire Red and Leaf Green, Diglett's Cave, obviously, because it's a Generation 1 remake. In Coliseum X and XD, you've got a trade? Or is it a trade, because it says trade. I'm assuming transfer. Well, no, because then there's the Pokemon. Well, actually, yeah, in these previous generations, the trade function from games was a thing. We didn't have Pokemon transfer just yet. So I'm assuming that's the only way of getting them from Generation 1 to 2. Well, no. From 1 and 2 into Generation 3. Unless Fire Red and Leaf Green made that to where you can. I don't know. I really didn't get to trade over a Pokemon. Each game kept Pokemon. I didn't know. For one, didn't have another Game Boy to do all that. Like, I don't remember when I started using Gengar, but Gengar became my favorite at a certain point. I really don't remember when it became my favorite, but I wasn't able to find out about it. I think Generation 1 and 2, I didn't have the ability for another Game Boy until like I didn't get the Game Boy Advance. I got the SP. Because I think the SP finally came out when Ruby and Sapphire were coming out. Because I remember having the blue SP, and I think I got Ruby and Sapphire, but I played Sapphire first. When it came out. Diamond and Pearl, it's in Route 228. Same thing with Platinum. And Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they at least gave you a place to be able to get them. On Route 48, Diglett's Cave, a safari zone, the grass and marshlands, 5 peak points in Vermilion City Rock Smash. In Pal Park, it was in the mountain area. Black, white, black to white 2, it's a Poke transfer. In Dream World, it's in the Icy Cave. In X and Y, you breed Dugtrios. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the Fiery Path, hidden Pokemon. In Sun and Moon, there was routes 5, 7, Diglett's Tunnel, Luscious Jungle, Seaward Cave, 10 Cart Hill, Verde Cavern, those are the Alolan forms. Pokemon, when we got the Pokemon Bank, you got the Cantonian form. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Route 5, 7, Diglett's Tunnel, Verdant Cavern, and Pokemon Bank. Same thing with the previous one. Well, besides the Luscious Jungle, Seaward Cave, and 10 Chat Cave. Let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. You've got the Diglett's Cave for the Cantonian form. You trade a Cantonian form in Lavender Town to get the Alolan form. In Sword and Shield, it's Route 4. Galar Mine, Rolling Fields, Giant Mirror for the Cantonian form. Bridge Field, Rolling Fields, and Max Ray Battle for the Alolan, the Cantonian forms. And it's traded for the Alolan form. In the expansion park, rewarded for finding 150 Alolan Digletts. So I'm guessing you get a Diglett for it, I guess. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Route 228 for the Cantonian form. No Alolan form, because I still say was like a missed opportunity to just bring forward Pokemon into... I didn't want to do a picnic. No! Stop this. I don't want to see all these cool Pokemon. Look at all these cool Pokemon. I don't want to see all of them. Put this away. Yes. They should have just done it. Just gone for it. I know it's hard to make sprites for them all, but just, you could have done it. You could have done it. It could have easily been done. South Providence in Scarlet and Violet. South Providence, Areas 2, Area 6, Inlet Grotto, Alfornata Cavern of the Cantonian. Well, there's going to be just nothing about Cantonian form, because we don't get the Alolan form till Home was released. East Providence, Area 3, West Providence, Azaro Desert, South Providence, Area 2, Rock type, Rock Terra type, and Terra Raids 2 stars. Alright, down to, we're going to get down to the base stats of a Diglett. Digletts have an HP stat of 10. Its attack is 55. Defense is 25. Its special attack is 35. Special defense is 45. And its speed is 95. I told you, Digletts are fast. As for an Alolan Diglett, 10 HP, 55 attack, defense of 30, special attack of 35, special defense of 45. It's got only 5%, 5 points more for physical defense. And it loses speed of 5. So it loses that 5 and puts into defense. So it's 90. Alright, we have the type effectiveness, which... Man, Alolan Diglett has a ton of weaknesses. Oh, a Crabominal! Okay, so a regular Diglett is normally damaged by normal fighting, flying, ground, bug, ghost, steel, fire, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. It is weak to... Actually, water, grass, and ice. It is immune to electric, and it's resistant to poison and rock. Alolan form is normally damaged by ghost, grass, ice, and dark. Oh, it gains a ton of resistances by having this steel typing on it. Okay, it is weak to fighting, ground, fire, and water. It's immune to poison and electric, and it is resisted by normal, flying, rock, bug, steel, psychic, dragon, and fairy. So gaining the one... Because normal Diglett has 3 weaknesses. For the Alolan, it gains 1 more, but it swaps the normally affected by to its resistances. So I think Alolan is actually not bad. Okay, we have the leveled up movesets of both the regular Diglett and Alolan form. Alolan at level 1 gets Sand Attack and Scratch. At 4 it gets Growl, 8 Astonish, 12 Mudslap, Bulldoze at 16, Sucker Punch at 20, Slash at 24, 28 Sandstorm, 32 Dig, 36 Earth Power, 40 Earthquake, and 44 Fissure. So I would say you just keep it a Diglett until 40 to learn Earthquake and then evolve it. With Alolan Diglett at level 1, it gets Sand Attack and Metal Claw, so it gets Stab at level 1. 4 Growl, Astonish at 8, Mudslap 12, Bulldoze at 16, Sucker Punch at 20, Iron Head at 24, Sandstorm at 28, Dig at 32, Earth Power at 36, 40 Earthquake, and 44 Fissure. So again, keep it a regular Alolan Diglett until 40 and then evolve it. Yeah, we are getting a decent amount of gimme goals. Okay, so the TMs that regular Diglett can get: Takedown, Charm, Agility, Mud Slap. We also get Protect, Thief, Facade, Bulldoze, Mudshot, Rock Tomb, Endure. We also have Sunny Day, Sandstorm, Dig. We also have Shadow Claw, Foul Play. We also have Body Slam, Sleep Talk, Rock Blast, Stomping Tantrum, Rest, Rock Slide, Sword Stance, Substitute, Stealth Rock, Helping Hand, Earth Power, Reversal, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Terra Blast. Alolan form gets the same thing, I believe. Yeah, I think the only one that I see here that is different is it gets a bunch of Steel-type moves. It can get Metal Claw, it can get Flash Cannon, Iron Head, and Steel Beam as well. By breeding, it can get Ancient Power, Final Gambit, Headbutt, Hone Claws, and Memento. That's for a regular Diglett. For a Alolan Diglett, Ancient Power, Final Gambit, Headbutt, Hone Claws, Memento, Metal Sound, and Thrash. Alright, that is all that. We're down. Pokemon Go had... You can obtain a Diglett with a dapper hat. Like one of those bowler hats, which is cute on it. Evolving a Diglett into a Dugtrio, both level 26. Man, I would say I'm looking at the sprites here, and man, when they started the moving sprites, Crystal was okay, but with Emerald, it's such a good one. And they don't do that in any other generation. They have them like moving and whatnot, but in Emerald they go completely underground for the movable sprite. Yeah, I do love that when they gave out the Alolan form, is its shiny is basically a sunburnt Diglett. Alright, and they also have the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee one, Sword and Shield. They have the stuff here for home from the Cross Generations. Oh, we got an Espeon. Nice. A lot of Pokemon to be traded back out at the end. Man, a lot of trivia. I mean, we do have a bit of time. Diglett's evolved forms share the category with Drillbur. They're also known as the mole Pokemon, so it shares the category of a mole Pokemon with Drillbur. At Hiya City Game Freak office in the Pokemon Sun and Moon, Shigaki Morioto states that he made up Diglett when he was a little kid. In Pokemon Red and Blue Beta, Diglett was originally used in the Japanese name of Digda. As its English name, this name is retained of a German localized in of the games. What? Diglett and the Alolan Diglett have the lowest HP and defense stats of all ground-type Pokemon. Alolan Diglett has the lowest base HP and defense stats of all Steel-type Pokemon. In Pokemon Mystery Dungeons Red Rescue and Blue Rescue Team, and their remake, after the first Mount Steel mission, Diglett mentions that it has feet, and it mentions again being one of the 7 mysteries of Pokemon in its letter. Alongside Arbok's pattern changes and the insides of a fortress's shell. The ability to learn moves as Scratch and Slap implies that it has claws, hands, and feet. Due to being embedded in the ground, Diglett and Dugtrio have special interactions with certain mechanics from the Pokemon games. In the Pokelathlon, Diglett and Dugtrio are unable to jump and herd dash. They dig under the hurdles instead of jumping them. In a lumpy jump, they cannot move. In a disc catch, they can only move but not jump to catch the disc. Since Generation V, which I don't remember, sucks. Diglett and Dugtrio are sent out to merely fade into the screen instead of dropping down like all the other Pokemon. When you in Poke Transfer, Diglett and Dugtrio run between the bushes rather than jump. On the compare the screen of Pokemon X and Y Pokedex, the player taps the menu sprite for Diglett and Dugtrio, or Mega Gengar. A flying type Pokemon will give up and disappear before trying to lift it. Okay. Diglett and Dugtrio, Sandygast and Palossand, and Mega Gengar are immune to telekinesis because they can't be raised. They can't be raised from the ground. However, Pokemon transformed into one of these can be the effects of telekinesis. If a Z-move animation such as Supersonic Sky Strike results showing Diglett or Dugtrio in the air, it is shown to be still embedded in the ground. Hurricane will not lift Diglett or Dugtrio off the ground in Generation animation. It does not with other Pokemon. Since Pokemon Go, Diglett will not float in the air when evolved into a Dugtrio. Unlike Pokemon, in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if Diglett is the player's part Pokemon, the player does not. The player goes in the Pokemon Center. Diglett jumps into its Pokeball before being healed. In anime, Gary claims Diglett is able to pull its head underground faster than speed of light. In the English dub, It is changed to simply at the speed of light. Okay. Diglett is listed in Pokemon Stadium as having Acid as a valid move, despite not being able to learn the moves. Despite having only species within the halls of Grand Underground, in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Diglett and Dugtrio cannot be actually caught or traditionally encountered in any Pokemon hideaways. Okay, I'm gonna just read the rest and then we'll just trade everything. The origins. Diglett appears to be based on artificial mole used by Whack-A-Mole arcade games. It is referenced by its full health phrase in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. Alolan Diglett's hairs are based on Peely's hair, a thin volcanic glass formed near Hawaii volcanoes. The darker the soil surrounding its body may have been referenced on the black sand, which is found on the beaches near volcanoes. Its steel type may also be a reference to other kinds of magnetic black sand found in placer deposits. Its name origin may be the combination of dig, which is suffix of let, and the suffix of let, indicating small size. Digda may be derived from dig. Alright, we will be trading off the last ones. We do have a decent ones that have to be traded off at the end. We are still recording and my voice is still being picked up. I'll get the Pokemon generator going. We have to get a ground. There we go, got the ground. And hopefully we get something good this week. I really hope for something different and something. Well, by this point, whatever we get, we get. We'll try not to do the same Pokemon at least. I think the ones that we haven't done yet, haven't done ground. We haven't done fairy typing yet. So hopefully we get one of those. I don't think we have. I mean, I can always go back and look. Well, we've had Ponyard, but I think it was a dark typing that we went with that one. Actually, no, we did the steel type. Galar Meowth was the steel type. I wasn't a part of this random thing, but so a fairy type and a dragon type is one that we haven't done yet. We have not done yet. Oh, like I said, we're getting all these random Pokemon. These random ones that need to be traded at the end. Okay, 4 Digletts left. We still have yet to get a shiny Pokemon or a Pokemon.com, one of those website Pokemons, which is nice. Well, not nice not to get shinies. But not nice not to get... Oh, jeez. Jeez, stop. Alright. Because I really don't... Pardon my yawn. I really don't like to get those .com ones because I think it's, like, unfair. It's unfair to get a Pokemon that you just kind of don't want to risk being hacked to where... My god, a bunch of evolutions this week. Okay, down to the last 3. Alright. Last two. I know I got real quiet. Sorry. Like, again, when it comes to the end of these... I kind of get quiet because I don't know what else to talk about. Alright, did it trade it out? Because I really wasn't paying attention. My bad. Alright. Once we get this last one traded, we'll pull over to here to be able to see what what's Pokemon we're gonna get for this upcoming week. They don't have the last one traded in. Oh, that would actually make for an interesting Pokemon to breed, because we have the Paradox form of the God, what's the dragon's name again? Salamence. Also, Bagon was like the one that I thought was so cool in Ruby and Sapphire. Is this our last one? Yeah. So here, I will pull up this, get this. We will then go into here. Alright, we are going to randomly generate the typing, and the typing is... We've already done water. We haven't done a normal type. Now have we? I don't think so. So we'll get here. I was really hoping for a fairy type. Actually, wait a second. We have done normal. Randomize again. Fighting? I don't think we've done fighting. At least I don't think so. I say normal because we did the Hisuian Zora. So here, we'll go for fighting. Fighting, and we're probably gonna get, like, again, if it's a final form, I'm just gonna do the baby form of it and just read the dex stuff of it, because unless I can catch it in the wild, I'm just gonna breed for it. Alright, what are we gonna get? I can't get that. I'm playing in Violet, and I don't think I can get a friend of mine to catch at least 30 of them for me. That'll take too long, and that's very tedious. So we will skip this one. Well, we have Fallings. Nice. Okay, so we'll do Fallings for next week. Which will be nice. And I'm pretty sure there is a place where I can catch them. I also think I can breed these guys as well. So let's get back into here. And let's see what the final trade was. So Phalanx will be very nice for next week. Alright, what will our final Diglett be? Toxel and a Premier Ball. Nice. Alright, let's look at what we get. Okay, we got, surprising, a Dugtrio for the first trade. Fuecoco, Oshawott, a Quaxley, a Pineco, a Gimmighoul. We got like 3 Gimmighouls. Vaporeon, a Cinetty, a Masquerain. We also have a Nakeli. We have a Wooper, Paldean Wooper. We also have a Snom, Banette, Bronzor, a Finnegan. We also have a Flamingo, another Fuecoco, an Espeon, a Fletchinder. We have another Gimmighoul, Corviknight. We also have a Crabominal, Magnemite, a Florges, an Oinklung, Fido, a Bagon, and a Toxel. So we are going to move all the Pokemon that I will have to trade back out. Which, by this point, you know, you gotta know what's going on, because we get to the end of the video. We go and trade. I stop talking. I might mute my mic, and we just trade everything back out. We're also going to be trading back out these Gimmigholes because I think, because since they are like the ones from the raids, we're gonna keep them there. There is a lot to trade out. Anything past the Banette is okay. But we'll start with the Dugtrio and whatnot. You'll be able to watch me trade them away. But this is where the video ends on my talking part. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time in the next video. Bye-bye.
Well, he was the one who killed me, so he's probably over in that area. There's one coming up. Fucking clear all my health and shit. No, they're not. Found them. Bigfoot in the basement.
Got him.
Think, but he's so low.
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay. You got him. Sorry.
He exchanged.
If you're struggling to get views on your videos and it feels like the algorithm just is ignoring your channel, well, today I'm going to show you how I went from barely getting any views on my videos to now having the algorithm send me 400 to 500 views every single hour. And that not just led to more views, but also led to more subscribers and me being able to monetize my channel further. So let's go through this step by step. And the first step is to get really clear on what types of videos it is you want to be making. Now that might sound really obvious, but you'd be amazed how many small YouTubers who don't get love from the algorithm skip over this topic or they don't do it properly. And when I say don't do it properly, here's what I mean. See, a lot of small channels hear things like you need to be consistent. And so they take that information, they go, okay, and they post one video a week for 6 months and just assume that eventually their channel's gonna hit this tipping point where the views just keep compounding and compounding and eventually their channel just blows up. But in reality, it doesn't work that way. Because while being consistent in how often you upload helps, it's not the only area of consistency for your channel. Consistency can apply to the actual content of your videos themselves. So for example, even if you're posting one video every single week, you are not being consistent if one week you're posting bass fishing videos and the next week you're posting League of Legends tips and tricks videos. Now I know that's an extreme example, but you get my point. So once you've got your niche down, that's when we can really start to work some magic with this strategy. The first thing we're gonna do, let's do some inception level crap, and I'll use my own channel as an example here. So you wanna take your niche, in this case it's how to grow on YouTube, and you wanna really thoroughly research it. And I know research sounds super vague, so don't worry, I'm gonna show you exactly step by step what I do in just a second. But first, I need to address the elephant in the room, and that is all the comments down below saying, but Marcus, you were gonna teach me how to hack the algorithm. Why are we doing research? Well, don't take it from me. Take it from Mr. Beast.
Anytime you say the word algorithm, just replace it with audience. The algorithm didn't like that video? No, the audience didn't like that video.
So basically, when it seems like the algorithm is ignoring you, often it's just that the viewers don't really enjoy your content maybe as much as you think they do. And the algorithm's just picking up on that. So for example, if I take this channel, which is a pretty small channel, and I come over here to this video, you can see it's only gotten 3 views in 3 months roughly. Actually more, 4 months now. So pretty terrible result, you could say. And now you might think that, oh, the algorithm is just ignoring this video. But if you log into your dashboard, you go to your videos that aren't getting views, and you come here and you click analytics, and then from there you come across to reach. What you can see is the algorithm actually promoted this video to over 250 people. But those people didn't click on the video firstly. And for those 3 people who did click on this video, they probably didn't engage with it as enthusiastically as maybe they engaged with other similar competitive videos. And so that just leads to the algorithm stopping to promote this video because it's clearly not keeping people's attention or satisfying them and just promoting competitors' videos instead. But the good news is often the secrets and clues to what it is that satisfies viewers in your niche and entices them to click on videos are hidden in plain sight in your competitor's video. And so like I said earlier, the first step in this entire process is to actually just do the research in your niche and figure out who your competitors actually are. And so how I would do this for my own channel, going back to my own channel as an example, would be I might come to YouTube and I might type in terms that are highly related to the terms people in my niche would be typing in. So maybe something like how to get views on YouTube. And then from here, you can see obviously a whole ton of videos have shown up from all these other different creators. And you can just click on all of these different creators' channels, and chances are many of them are your direct competitors. And so once you've gone through and you've found all of your direct competitors for this particular search term, you can do it for another search term. So it might be like how get subscribers. And so again, you do the same thing. And I like to actually click on these channels and then subscribe to them on my channel. So I have all of my competitors all subscribed to on just one channel. And not only does that help me keep track of them, but it also means the algorithm often then serves me their content or other new competitors who have sprung up in my homepage recommended videos. So I can often find new competitors without me actually having to search them out. So in my case, I've already done this, and you can see that I've got about 124 people who I would consider to be my competitors who are in my niche creating content that would help grow YouTubers' channels. You might have a lot more than that, you might have a lot less than that. Either way, figure out who they are, subscribe to them, or track them somewhere in a sheet or something so that you know who they are. And so once you've kind of done this, what you want to do is you want to take all of these channels you've just found, and you want to find the top 5 to 10 channels based on how many views they actually get each month. So not subscribers, how many views they actually get each month. Because often you'll find there might be channels with huge amounts of subscribers that actually get beaten by channels with far less subscribers on a views per month basis. Now you can do this manually obviously, but it is a bit of a pain. So the tool I like to use is called vidIQ. If you log into a vidIQ dashboard, you can come across here to competitors. And if you click onto competitors, you can see I've already done this for my channel. But if you come down to this list here, you can click in here and you can actually add in your competitor channel. So let's say I was doing like PewDiePie, and then I just click on him and I just come down here and click add competitor, and then they'd show up in this list. And basically what I've done here is I've added in roughly the top 20 competitors in my niche, but you can see they show up in here. And then what I can do is I can click 30 days in total, make sure this is on views, and this is going to give me a really easy summary to see who's actually getting most of the monthly views in my niche. So you can see Robert Benjamin is actually getting the most views out of all of our competitors. So he would be a really good example to study. Another good example here is my friend Ed from Film Booth. And vidIQ makes it really easy to find these sort of outlier channels. Now, obviously there's a lot of YouTube tools out there, but I will say that vidIQ is probably the only one I've used almost every single day for the last 6 to 7 years. Now, they're not paying me to make this video or say any of this, but I did recently give vidIQ permission to create a special landing page on their website just for you guys, my subscribers, where you can actually get a month of vidIQ Premium for just $1. And if you do sign up through that webpage, I will get a little kickback, which obviously helps support the channel and helps me make videos like this. So that is down below if you're interested. But even if you're not, you can still follow along with his video. So let's pick Ed. Let's go to his channel right now. And then on Ed's channel, if I have the vidIQ extension installed, what you can actually see is I'll get these extra little buttons here. Now, again, you can follow along and just do this manually if you want, but vidIQ just makes it a lot easier for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this export SCV button. And then we're going to click on export all of their videos. And it's going to give us a ton of data that we can really dive into. And I'll show you how to find the gold insights that you can apply to your own channel that will result in your videos starting to get like way more views than they probably are currently. So once you're here, you just hit download CSV and you'll download the CSV and you can open